What's up guys, ProDragon07 here, and today I want to talk a little bit about employment. Now, having a job is probably the biggest XP waste on the face of the earth. There's no reason to do it unless you absolutely have to. If it were up to me, anyone capable of 3-tick mining granite for 16 hours a day would be on permanent disability. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. We live in a society where gamers continue to face discrimination. Personally, I've been denied various streams of free money despite my status as a gamer, and that's exactly why I've compiled a list of the top 5 best jobs for people who want to make OSRS their top priority. Okay, number 5 is working at GameStop. Now, you've probably heard that this job sucks, but there is some upside. GameStop is a dying business, meaning customer interaction is going to be minimal. You can probably just play mobile at the counter the entire day. If they have a no phones policy, you may as well just do this anyway until you get fired, because it's a minimum wage job, so it doesn't really matter. The other good thing about this job is that you're going to encounter other gamers. If they actually play OSRS, you can flex your account in real life. Since you'll already have mobile open, you can show them your stats in your bank. Something you're going to realize is that usually when you meet people in real life that play OSRS, their account is completely terrible because most of the good players hardly go outside and they're not wasting their time walking around a store. Another upside to this job is that you'll never get full-time hours because, like I said earlier, the business is dying. This is perfect for you because obviously you can't do content as efficiently on mobile when you're at work, so you want to maximize the time that you aren't at work. Obviously, you're going to have to keep leeching off of people for money, but that's just until your streaming career takes off anyway. Alright, number 4 is dropshipper. Now, when I think about getting a job, my first thought is like, how can I provide no value whatsoever to anyone? So why not make it my job to take product postings from one site and then post them on another site for a higher price? You pocket the difference, everyone's happy. This is pretty much the dream job for anyone wanting to achieve financial independence. You could probably try to learn some advanced tactics here, and maybe you could learn those in an influencer course, but you could also not bother wasting your time, most likely getting scammed by influencers, and instead use that time to play more OSRS. With this job, you're your own boss and you make your own hours. You never really have to log off the game at all. Now, you probably won't make much more than 20 bucks a month, but think of this as a placeholder job. You're still gonna get a better job later at some point. It's all just gonna kind of sort itself out eventually. You're only 32, you're basically a kid. This is a great resume builder, and in the meantime, you're not losing any XP. Coming in at number 3, we have Bartender. For this, you want to make sure that you work at a really loud, busy bar during peak hours. This sounds counterproductive, but basically what you're going to hope for is that everyone will be so drunk that no one will even notice that you aren't doing your job. Ideally, you want to be somewhere where you split tips, because you personally are not going to be making any tips. You're going to be too busy getting XP. The best case scenario here is that you work at a place where all your coworkers are drinking on the job, and it makes you look better in comparison because you're just playing OSRS. The major downside to this job is that you're gonna have people occasionally trying to order drinks from you, which will get really annoying after a while. To avoid this becoming a problem, you just want to tell every customer that they're cut off and you refuse to serve them. Eventually, no one will order from you, and you'll be able to play mobile efficiently throughout your entire shift. Another issue that might arise is that your coworkers will probably hate you because you're leaving all your work for them and you're leeching off their tips. But this isn't actually a problem, it's a made-up problem because in reality, you don't have time to make friends here. You're too busy getting XP, so it doesn't matter. Number 2 is day trader. This is the perfect job for anyone who has the financial backing of their family because you're probably going to lose money doing it. However, in the meantime, you'll be maxing out your account. You don't have to go into an office, you don't have a manager breathing down your neck. It's just you and your vast wealth of financial knowledge. The cool thing about being a day trader is that there are a lot of trading platforms that limit your trades to something like 3 a week if you have less than 25k in your account, which is good for you because now you don't have to waste all week losing tons of money on countless trades, when instead you can just lose what little money you have in 3 quick trades, and then your work week is done. To be honest, you're probably only going to be working like 5 minutes a week. You can probably just do AFK fishing or something like that for those 5 minutes. You could spend countless hours doing research, developing an effective strategy, and actually attempt to make money doing this. But why do that when that time could be spent standing at the GE and bragging about how much money you just made by day trading? If you can convince people in an online game that you make more money than them, why even bother actually making the money? You've already won. Alright, number 1, the best job hands down for all OSRS players is of course being unemployed. You just want to min-max as many government handouts as possible, maybe leech off your family, and just don't get a job. You know, I was listening to Jordan Peterson while I was drift net fishing the other day, and at one point he said that men should take on responsibility because it provides them with a purpose. In this case, by responsibility, he means a job, I assume. So I instantly turned this off, and it's really no wonder this guy fell off so hard, but if you needed any more proof, it turns out Jordan Peterson also played OSRS. This is his account, as you can see. It's absolutely terrible. You know, he hasn't completed half the quests in the game, judging by his levels. His boss log is completely empty, and, you know, if he even has a fire cape, I'd be surprised. You just have to think, are people like this really who you want to listen to? Because if you listen to me, at least you know I'm qualified to give advice. So basically just don't get a job if you want to progress in this game. You've probably seen in your clan that some people are online 24/7 and they have like 40k boss KCs, then they make an Iron Man and it's somehow 2k total level within a month. Those people don't have jobs. They might say they do, but they're just trying to gaslight you into thinking that you need a job so that you won't catch up to their account. If you want to be better than these guys, do not get a job. I'll see you in the next one.